So, we all know it is a complete disaster at the border. The Biden administration, a lot of us think they might be doing this on purpose, encouraging all these people to come through. Maybe for the globalists want the cheap labor. Maybe Democrats want the vote. Whatever is happening, why it's happening, we know it's a disaster. Now, today on Capitol Hill, the Department of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas was there. And he had me puzzled, quite frankly. I can't figure this guy out. Congressman Chip Roy was one of those grilling him today. And Congressman, welcome to Newsmax. How are you?
Well, I'm doing fine, other than being in Washington, D.C. instead of Texas, but good to be on.
So what is it with this guy? He seemed a little bit lost and confused. I can't figure him out. You looked at him up close today and you questioned him yourself. What's happening with him? Is he lying? Is he just your overall assessment?
Yeah, well, Alejandro Mayorkas is anything but lost. He knows exactly what he's doing. Former director of USCIS, former deputy at DHS, a former federal prosecutor. What he is doing is obfuscating the actual truth of what they're doing at DHS, and he's doing it purposely because they are using the rules. They're kind of twisting the rules, if you will, to take asylum, which is an exception to the general rule, which is border security, and they're allowing that exception to swallow the rule. And they're basically saying that they're going to invite as many people as they can to come to the United States, knowing full well that they put out the message to the world that if you step foot on American soil and you say the word asylum, that you will then be released into the United States and likely won't be removed. That's the reality, and he knows it, but he didn't want to answer it. And if you watched my grilling of him, you'll saw the very first part of it when I said, you know what? I asked Border Patrol people. I said, look, you've allowed 1 million people into this country and released them. I said, if you double, triple, quadruple the CBP budget, the Border Patrol budget, would that increase or decrease that number that you released? Border Patrol agents all told me, absolutely universally, it would increase the number. It wouldn't decrease it. I asked Mayorkas that, and he wouldn't answer it because that's the truth. He knows what he's doing.
So here's a portion of your back and forth with him. And yes, he does seem to be obfuscating. OK, now I know it's not him. He's not lost. He knows what he's doing. And he's doing it on purpose. Check it out.
The only plan that you offer, the plan you just offered, is to process aliens faster and encourage more to come. Do you stand behind your testimony that we have operational control in light of this definition?
I do, and Congressman, I think the Secretary of Homeland Security would have said the same thing in 2020 and in 2019.
No, the Secretary would have at least had a basis for saying that we have some sort of control of the border. But the fact is, we currently have people flowing across the border, including dangerous narcotics and dangerous members of terrorists. You just said to Mr. Jordan, you don't even know where the hell they are.
You know, there was a smugness, like, and I know I'm playing a game here, but, I'm playing it so well. Did you see that?
No, that little smirk he gave when he said that the secretary under President Trump would have said the same thing. Well, that's simply playing games. And yeah, the secretary under President Trump would have said that they had moved the ball forward and had actually established some sort of control. But mostly under the president, they recognized there was more work to be done. And you know what? They were doing it with migrant protection protocols, with Title 42, with clamping down on the abuse of the asylum process and catch and release. And they were building a wall. This guy has stopped the wall, stopped migrant protection protocols, ignoring court order, ending Title 42, and is basically putting a great big sign on the border saying, hey, cartels, go charge $3,000 to $10,000 and move more people in the United States while little girls get raped and put in stash houses. Also, I can pat myself on the back in the false name of compassion. And that's what he's doing.
So, look, there's a lot of talk that this guy could be impeached if Republicans take over. Why stop there? I mean, he's taking his orders, I would assume, from the president, right? I mean, or the administration or Ron Klain or whoever's running things. If he is so bad, if he's doing it on purpose, he's getting orders from Joe Biden, why stop there with impeachment? And by the way, how do you feel about impeachment? I don't want to put you on the spot about that, but we have people talking about impeaching this guy.
Yeah. Well, I circulated a memo making the case to impeach Mayorkas, and I did that last fall and then again this spring. I believe he should be impeached. He's failing to faithfully execute the laws of the United States. He's doing so intentionally and purposely in a way that is damaging the American national security and harming Americans and resulting in dead Americans from fentanyl poisonings, ranches getting overrun, livestock getting out, migrants are showing up dead on people's ranches. He's harming our country. So I think he should be impeached. The buck stops with the president. There's no doubt about that. And I think the president is also willfully ignoring the laws of the United States for some political ends and purposes. But look, impeachment is a political thing, and we'll go figure that out if the American people put us back in the majority. The main thing I want to do is force their hand to secure the border. It's not about brinkmanship for some political win. If I want to go impeach Mayorkas, because I don't want somebody there who is so willfully, brazenly refusing to enforce the laws, and then we should take every step necessary to force their hand.
All right. So, look, the number one threat, though, perhaps you're not aware of the number one threat to America, according to Alejandro Mayorkas.
Domestic terrorism.
Yeah, he actually came to New York to say that. Take a look.
The greatest terrorism-related threat that we face in the homeland is the threat of domestic violent extremism. Individuals drawn to violence because of ideologies of hate or false narratives propagated on social media and other online platforms. And the most prominent threat is the threat of white supremacists.
Well, I think there's your case for impeachment right there. He's lying like crazy. That, sir, is not true.
No, it's not true. But then you saw today or yesterday, they announced this disinformation division or whatever it is at DHS. On top of, by the way, we had a hearing in the Judiciary Committee. They were trying to create a domestic terrorism unit at the FBI, even after we've seen that they were targeting parents for simply daring to challenge school boards, right? Like, this is all about clamping down on speech. This is all about how they want to define hate. And this is all part of the entire operation. They want to divvy us up by race. They want to use race in their Marxist ways to try to divide up our country. It's purposeful. It's a part of critical race theory. It's what they're trying to do with these domestic terrorism units. They're trying to divide our country instead of unite us as a republic, to have a strong, secure, and sovereign nation, and to make sure that American people prosper regardless of the color of their skin. They don't care about that. They want to use race to divide us, and they want to be able to foment that kind of division.
So glad you're on the case, though. Congressman Chip Roy, Republican of Texas. Thank you, sir.
Greg, take care. God bless.
You bet. We'll be right back.